So Doug, how do you reflect on that on Saturday? Just how important was that win?
It's massive. It's massive. Obviously, whenever you get those games against the teams around you in any scenario, whether you're at the top or at the bottom, people coin the term 6 pointers for a reason. And it felt like that. I think you can see the relief in a lot of us at the end of the game, that we knew how important it was in that scenario that we're playing, Forest Green, who are around us in the league, but also that we've sort of shown ourselves that we can get those results. We've had a few performances, like disregard Donny and a few of the bad ones, but we've had a few performances that, for maybe a little bit of luck here, the rub of the green elsewhere, that maybe you get those 1-0s, those results that mean that you end up in the middle of the table at the end of the year, and you're in the same sort of boat in terms of the performances are the same, but the results are completely different. So it's great, it's brilliant, but you only get 3 points, and that's what we needed to do. It's what we got. But we have to move on now and sort of build on that.
And you had to dig in. How impressed were you with the desire, determination from the whole squad? It was a defensive team performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not something I've questioned since I've signed. I think even when I wasn't a Grimsby player, some of the things that I was hearing from speaking to people was that it was a determined group. Obviously, there was a lot of success last year. You don't get to as far as you did in the FA Cup without that determination, without that sort of group buy-in. So it's great that we're finally getting the results that prove that, and we're not disappointing ourselves, I think, like we did with a few of the bad results, not to focus on them too much, but finally being able to win in front of the home fans. It sounds like just something that it was going to happen at some point, but it's important for us, it's important for the fans that they get that. Ultimately that's what football's for. It's that 90-minute escape on a Saturday or a Tuesday that gives you that lift for the rest of the week, and I think in a big game like that, being able to get those 3 points was massive.
And it's interesting you note that there's a clip on social media going around of you celebrating at the end. Have you seen that?
I've not seen it. I remember celebrating at the end of the game. I think what you see there is probably the relief. It's a build up of the support that you feel, the sense of community in the club that from the bottom up. I think from the fans as the foundation that we build on, through the staff at the stadium, through the staff that we interact with every day at the training ground, to ultimately then like the players and the management, like that camaraderie, I think, if that's the right word to use it, in such a big sort of like community feel. It was just a lot of relief, and being able to celebrate with the fans. It's my first win with the club, like everything like that. A little bit of personal relief that finally being able to be a part of a big win like that this season, feeling like I can contribute to an important moment for the club. I think a lot of that just sort of melded into one, and yeah, I guess if someone's recorded it, then great, but I'm not on social media or nothing like that, so I probably won't see it. But I've got great memories from it.
And also a first clean sheet for you as well, with that win as well.
Yeah, massive. I think that's fundamentally something that we know we're going to score. We've got the quality up front. I think we saw that Saturday. We saw that in Morecambe. We know we're going to be able to test, the opposition defence, and so if we can be resolute at the back and give ourselves the opportunity that all it needs, is for Rosie to have one shot, and we know that it's got a good chance of going in. Donovan, Rax, Justin, like any of the lads up top, we know as long as we keep it secure at the back, they're going to help us. Defending from the front is massive. I think you can see that with some of the bits of pressing that especially sort of Donovan and Rosie did on the weekend. Like, it's massive, and so we need to repay them with being resolute in our box, because we know they're going to take their chance in their box.
And looking at Wimbledon tomorrow night, they're coming off the back of a good win against MK Dons as well. Yeah. What sort of challenge do you expect from them?
It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be a game of good quality. I think they've got some really, really good players. Obviously, we'll do our meeting today, and we'll have that lined out by our staff in terms of how we're going to approach the game. But I think fundamentally the basics have to be there. The things that we've shown in certainly the Morecambe game and the game on Forest Green on Saturday, they're the bare minimum, absolute bare minimum. And then I think probably some better quality from us, especially in possession. will give us a better chance of beating teams more consistently through the year.
Are you talking with the lads about keeping this momentum going now? Obviously, 2 unbeaten going into Wimbledon. It'd be great to go 3 unbeaten and into Sutton, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to go unbeaten to the end of the year and win every game. Those sort of things can sound better in your head than it ends up as reality. So you've got to keep yourself grounded. So it's great that we've had 2 positive results. You know, ultimately it's still 4 out of 6 points from the last 2. So you look at it on for what it is, and it's something that's necessary. It's something that we need to do. But ultimately, if we are gonna survive this year, if we are gonna make our goal staying in League 2, and then look beyond that, it's all well and good having those best laid plans in practice, but fundamentally we've got to train well today, we've got to recover right, and we've got to play well tomorrow. And those things happen sequentially. You have to live in the present moment, you have to follow your process, and then ultimately you can't escape the games. The games are coming anyway, and so you've just got to make sure you're as ready as possible, and that as soon as that whistle goes, you're completely present and you can apply yourself fully. And that's what we've done in the last couple of games, and we've had success.